We got us a Chupos over for the team 1 raid to go over there. We also got Zay charging out immediately by the looks of it as another unholy DK. Oh, I like it. Have we had Zay in these before from Demon Soul? Top G gonna be first up, trying to see if we can get a bleed onto Zay with a leap around the corner. Zay with an IBF breaking out of a stun. It's gonna be a full burst onto top, trying to see if we can add a bunch of ghouls into the mix. It is gonna be a full deathmark, however. So for Top G, if he presses the offensive, there goes his mortar strike more or less. He normally does not get to run mortar strike as a fury, but Zay can't heal. Whatever healing he can offer, he can't do it. He just gave himself a little bit extra health to work with. Top is taking still a lot of damage from these ghouls though. I don't know if Bloodthirst will be enough to keep you alive here. As Zay walks in, catching up a little bit of healing though. Top still got himself a little bit extra burst damage at the ready with a stun onto Zay. Reflect available in case maybe you could reflect the stun. Zay's getting quite a bit of damage onto Top though. AMS, not going to stop you against the physical damage of a Fury Warrior, but it's still letting him do quite a number either way. The Top with a quick charge, stun onto Zay, catching up a ton of healing as Death Coils fly through it. The Death Coils actually do enough damage for Top G to lose. He gets a lot of healing, but then the Death Coils just cut it back so fast. I'm actually very surprised. Zay had no help whatsoever. Just trying to see if he can avoid it as best as possible. Top G still has a big defensive up his sleeve into a stun reflex, stun right after. Got himself a full Odin's Fury. I think for Zay it might be lights out unless they have some kind of a last trick up their sleeve. Try to get himself a nice new set of pets. Not quite enough to keep the game rolling. DJ Flex joining in versus Top G is going to go for a feign death immediately. Death mark at the ready. Stun. Does he himself the big setup? Going in for a charge, got himself the spear in order to get himself a little bit more crit damage. Top G taking huge hits, having to go full defensive, unleashing the barrage of spears. I was going to say swords, but instead just spears is what he's running. As DJ Flex tried to avoid the man, got himself Exil, leap around the corner, charge, trying to go for the disarm, does land it, fear for Top G. Just needs himself a breather for a second, needs a heal really badly. If only he had a reflect for that one, but how do you predict it? Top, as long as he's taking damage from the grenade shrapnels, he's not going to be able to heal, which is what Flex wants. Flex, I think, is going to wait until his stun is available with his pet. That is coming back up in about 20-ish seconds. Maybe he can go around the corner in the Kai Top G. If he can root him, toss a couple of grenades, keep him low. Because Top is going for this Bloodthirst off of that pet. He's going for whatever healing he can. He's going to take out that pet if he can. It's going to be a binding shot down, trying to see if he can Kai Top G over. But he's worried about the pet. He's focused on the pet completely. The trinket to break out of that stun. Stun back at the DJ Flex with a Stormbolt into a freezing trap to stop and place medic bandage for Flex. Does get himself a full camo, at least get himself a nice reset, as Top G was able to get himself plenty of recovery. If he just whirlwinds randomly, he will get the pet. If only he knew. Oh no! If only he did that a little bit sooner. But he had no idea. He had no clue. The guy's actually fully invis. Top G does know that there is going to be a hunter spying at him, looking at him. What is this random rage thing around you? Is that Hunter's Mark? What is that? Or is it like some kind of like an effect? Like this trail of red. Is it just trail of rage? This man just building up rage. Stun right after his Flex. Does go in for a full death mark. Does himself a big go. He got himself binding shot around the corner. Fury of the Eagle, so potential loss of damage for the hunter. Bleeds out for Top. This is going to be a binding shot onto the Top. Does get himself a reflect because there's a freezing trap waiting for him. Big kill shots coming through for Flex. Got himself big crit damage. This is going to be a stun for Top G. Trying to see if he can maximize the damage. That was a feigned death for Flex. Does reduce a lot of damage Top G does to him for a little bit though. From one freezing trap into a trot trap. Making sure that the grenades do not let him get any recovery. But Top G able to swipe a heal or two from that pet. Flex, I think, might be looking for a full reset, right? Top G needs an angle with a leap. If he gives himself a decent angle with a leap, he can always sleep in, charge, but he just needs him to have a long enough leap, far enough leap. Freezing trap, I don't know if he had a reaction time to pop a reflect last second, but that's going to be freezing trap with the tar. Flexing, just trying to see if he can get himself a bit of a recovery. Is he going to go for a camo? That, or he's waiting for a stun, which I think that's what he's waiting for. Stormbolt out of Top, into a trinket out of Flex. Full death chakram at the ready. Got himself Fury of the Eagle to give himself a little bit more damage into a full coordinated assault. Got himself a crit damage buff. Maybe can maximize some in here. Survival of the fittest. He's trying to see if he can challenge Top G. to see which one of those two is going to be the only one walking out of this arena. Full kill shot, stun on the top as soon as charges in. Second charge to intercept into a turtle shell for flex, trying to go for as much self-healing as possible, while Top G turns the attention onto the pet as soon as possible. Reflect up in case there's a freezing trap. Flex is just going to wait it out. I don't know if Top G, if only Fury Warriors had a Blaze Storm, because then you could go for Reflect, and then you could go Blaze Storm to immune the traps. But now, as soon as you got the Reflect up, there's only so much you can do. Flex is taking bleeding damage though, so he won't be able to get himself an easy reset. Leap around the corner, which is not exactly where he wanted the warrior to go. Stun last second into an execute maybe. Oh, does catch him. That is so good. With JDN gonna be up next. I think playing Shimmer still, right? Or normal blink. Try to go for a kick, does not quite connect. Still lots of damage to JDN. Has himself plenty of damage reduction. Does get himself the all-the-time reflect up for Top G. Is gonna be able to reflect a water ball back at the alley. Stun onto Demoniac. I was gonna say, what did Demoniac do to you? I think he maybe just tabbed. Maybe the mage went invis for a second and he tabbed or shot him. No, he didn't shot him build. No, I think maybe just tabbed. Maybe he was trying to see if he can hit the pet, tabbed the wrong guy. That is unfortunate. That is unfortunate. Oh man, Rogue's looking to be funny, so I stunned him. I love that. I love that. Gonna be a full setup, full frost bomb onto Thark, having to walk through the fire and the flames and the frost itself, all the elements at once. As it keeps getting rooted, blizzards to lock down his approach as JDN does himself a setup, got himself a frozen orb. Maybe he can get a couple blizzards, cone of cold really quickly, but trying to mostly try to see if he can cut away from Thark as the man got himself Ghost of Earth Elemental charging out around the corner. JDN is just trying to buy himself time, maybe waiting for some cooldowns, maybe trying to see if he can win until he has his Ray of Frost and Icy Veins back up. I don't really know what the cooldown of Ray of Frost would be. As you can see, like a lot of CDs and stuff don't really have, not really being tracked right now in the spectator mode, which is unfortunate. Hopefully they'll end up fixing it. That was a frozen bomb. JDN maybe has himself a decent setup. Froze Ball, Flurry, that's going to be big Ascendants. Trying to see if he can avoid Thark, just hit him with a Blizzard. Does know that Thark has a bit of a range to his abilities. I think 35-yard range, if not, I'm pretty sure 35-yard range is going to avoid him entirely. Just going to go for reverse blink away from the guy. Blizzard down on one side, Ring of Fire on the other. Thark cannot really approach this. That is going to be a full Ray of Frost. Not much you can really do. That is going to be the pet adding on a Jet Stream in order to make sure that he's getting the completely encapsulated with the Shatters. Trying to stay. Wait, is he DC'd? I think he DC'd. Oh, left? I think he left. Okay. Well, if he left, I don't really know what I could say about that, except I feel like that should still be given to JDN. Tab, forgot what I'm talking. Oh, good, my God, all good, all good. Yeah, I think that should still be given to JDN. Unless he had to go or something, then I think that should still go to the mage. Gonna be Bloody up next. Big shatters onto the Paladin. Trying to see if he can does he run a JDN? Does he run away? Trying to see if he can look for cover. That's gonna be rude immediately. Trying to see if he can catch him in a Ring of Frost. Doesn't quite catch him, but it is a shield advantage that is able to break through pretty easily. That is also Crusade that JDN is easily able to avoid. Got himself Blizzards on one side. Maybe can go Frozen Orb on the other. Lance is getting spiked over Bloody. And Bloody does have himself an opportunity to at least stand and heal. Blizzard on one side, Fire on the other. Actually taking damage from both of them. Ray of Frost is going to melt the man. Got himself a bubble. That's going to be big mobility for JDN. Does he just go down here? Stun. JDN with a trinket. Does have himself a reversal. Bloody does not have any more immunities. Shadow mode for a quick second until Lance is to follow. Bloody maybe does have himself a Blessing of Protection, or rather the Blessing of Spell Warding in order to immune a lot of the magic damage. Ring of Fire, Blizzard, and a Frozen Orb. There's nowhere for you to go. You have to have an immunity or you're done. Lances, oh my God. JDN, if you go behind Pillar against this man, you're not going to be able to stay alive. Ring of Fire, Frozen Orb, and Blizzard are all going to hurt you so much. He doesn't even have to have a line of sight of you and to be able to hit you. It's going to be a blink in for JDN, getting super aggressive. Ring of Frost onto Cute Druid. Trying to see if it can knock him into the Ring of Frost. Doesn't quite go into the ring as he goes right above it. So the Z-axis, the height, lets him kind of like bypass the ring safely in a way, which is unfortunate. JDN does have himself full. Icy Veins available with a pad at the ready. Going for the bit of that Jet Stream, but looks like he just faded. Daro here removed it. I'm not sure. Might have, I think it is faded. I think it did completely fade. Does get caught out though in the root, however. Ray of Frost, as he does get hit with a shatter, trying to see if he can maneuver around it. Still took a lot of damage. That is going to be a Frozen Orb down. If JDN can combine it together with Frozen Orb, Ring of Fire, and a Blizzard, that'll be a lot of damage. Kunbo getting interrupted entirely. That's going to him trying to see if he can reposition. Q2 still got a lot of damage. Shadows is still doing a number to him. Ring of Fire around this pillar, trying to see if he can avoid it. Still gets hit by it. Glacial does not quite connect. JDN does get to back up out of there. That is going to be still Star Surge's Q Druid still taking a lot of damage. Even though the Frost Mage is not a dot class, the amount of Blizzard damage, Ring of Fire damage, Frozen Orb damage you can do, it is just a lot. Q Druid trying to see if he can maybe reposition. Ring of Frost is going to be on one side, where JDN can maybe expect him on the other. Trying to see if he can Nova, doesn't quite find him. Q Druid out in the open, getting some dots in. JDN with the Meteor Flurry. Ray of Frost doing a lot of damage. That's doing a number to the guy right now. Q Druid is going to hit with a Frozen Orb on one side. Ring of Fire does get caught in the middle. Hold on a second, looking for Star Surges. Is it enough? Oh, Ice Block last second. Dusty realizes versus Beastly. He still has himself a second block. Hold on. JDN might be able to bring it back for his team. He needs one more. Ray of Frost is so broken right now. They did buff a lot of the Frost abilities, didn't they? I think Ray of Frost might have gotten buffed, right? That or they buffed everything else, and now Ray of Frost just kind of works. I'm not sure. I need to look back at it again. But JDN got himself Ring of Frost, trying to avoid Beastly. If you can avoid getting dotted by him in the first place, Beastly does not play with a pet. So that is an advantage. JDN also plays around Shimmer, which I'm so weirded out by. Because normally you play Blink in order to break out of stunts and break out of roots. But Shimmer does work pretty well because you got so much casting as a Frost Mage. Big drains. JDN might just have to go for an Ice Block. That is a lot of damage he's taking right now. Blizzard around the corner. If he can maybe drop down full AoE onto BC, does hit him with a Ray of Frost. Cannot interrupted. He doesn't have a pet to be able to mosey around the pillar and to hit the guy. He's getting surrounded by Frost with Blizzards and everything. If you can go for Ice Block, there it goes Ice Block for JDM. Beastly, does he have a heal? He doesn't. He uses Warlike Hellstone. He doesn't have any more left. Breath to follow. If JDN could freeze him, does freeze him. Frostbomb, that's going to be huge. Ring of Fire, does not quite connect. Actually kind of moved a little bit early. Finally gets a hit. That's going to be a shatter. Still taking damage from the fire though. JDN getting zapped up by the Dark Glare. He doesn't really want to get zapped up by that thing at all. Dots around him. Shatter is big. There's going to be fear right after. JDN's taking lots of damage. Let's see you weigh on him. Also, almost gets it. Hold on, interrupted. Wait a second. Does he have enough flurries? Oh my goodness. He did have enough flurries. Oh my lordy. 4 Frost Mages are back, baby. Oh my goodness. They are back in a very big way. My golly gee willikers. I got no words. That Ray of Frost, the Blizzard, Frozen Orb, and the Ring of Fire combination, by the way, too. You can't hide behind the pillar against these guys. You're just dead if you do that. That is crazy. Wow. Well, there it is.